Good morning and good afternoon to some of y'all out there. Welcome to Expanding Your Conference Experience. This is a webinar sponsored by the International Association of Emergency Managers Conference Committee. We offer this webinar so those of you who might be new to the association or new to the annual conference can get the most out of your conference experience. I'm Mike Gavin, chair of the conference committee. I'm joined today by David Barber, our vice chair, and Julie Husk, our conference manager.
Hello, this is Julie. Welcome, everyone.
Hi, David Barber here. Welcome, everybody.
Donna Franklin, our other vice chair, had a work commitment that came up this week, which she could not avoid. By the end of this webinar, you should have a much better idea how the conference program is structured, as well as how to plan your time with us in Savannah. Please feel free to ask questions as we go along. Simply type them into the question box, and we will do our best to answer them during the webinar. If you have a question that's a bit more specific or needs more time than we can offer during the webinar, we share our contact information at the end for folks to reach out to us. Okay, this is the agenda for today. We're going to cover why should I go, what's happening. We're going to talk about the EMEX and what that offers you, some of the different speakers, the conference program, and what else do you need to know to make your experience tremendous. So why should I go networking? You know, I've been involved with IAEM since back about 2006, 2007, going to the conferences. Not only do you get to hear some of the latest and greatest that's going on around the country, but networking, building relationships, meeting new folks, sustaining past relationships, really is one of the things that I get out of it, to find out who else is dealing with some of the same issues that I am. So I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm taking what somebody else has already learned and put to use and manipulating that to help make my community better. David, how about you?
Well, there are so many great things about the conference. The sessions are always informative, and it doesn't really matter what particular field or niche you're in the world of emergency management. The sessions hold great, tremendous value for emergency managers of all walks. So the sessions are great. Then you've got the sessions where we're all in together, and we have some of the greatest speakers in the world of emergency management coming. Those are terrific. And then you get a chance to just see other people and get to talk to them. And like you said, Mike, it's that networking, and it's the ability to talk to people and say, hey, what's going on in your world? They're finding out what's going on in your world, and just that chance to connect with one another. Those sessions and those interconnections are so valuable, and it's a chance for you to re-energize yourself. You go back to your work and you're more motivated than ever because of the great field that we're in to do your work with more enthusiasm. I think those things are some of the things that make me want to just continue to come to IAEM every year.
Yeah, I can't say that I only come because I'm on the conference committee. Long before I got on the conference committee and became conference chair, I kept coming back year after year because I was able to meet some folks that are great mentors in the world of emergency management. And at the conference, you really do have the opportunity after presentations to sit down, meet them, and then later in life network with them. And that was the reason I came back year after year, long before I got more involved in the organization. There are some testimonial videos on our homepage of the conference website where you can listen to other attendees talk about why they attend the IAEM conference and why they keep coming back year after year.
just unmute myself and tell you that there are a lot of things that happen before, during, and after the conference that make it worth your time to come. We have these pre and post events. There are trainings and there are symposiums. If you're part of the healthcare world or you're part of higher ed, they have symposiums. There are trainings to make you a better emergency manager. And then there are tours. These things are great. And then there's the Sunday welcome event, and that's a terrific thing. And then there's new emergency manager events, and then there's networking events, and then there's the EMEX reception. These things are all opportunities for you to experience things beyond the core conference sessions, and they are all there to make your experience more full, more rich, and make you enjoy your time at IAEM conference and make it more full. I know when I go, people say, oh, you're going to some great city. I hardly ever get a chance to see the city because there's so many things I want to do with all the pre-events, the post-events, the training, the symposiums. I'm so wrapped up in all of those that I say, oh, wow, I was at that city? No, I was at the IAEM conference doing all these things and enjoying all of them to the fullest. And so let's talk about the Sunday kickoff event. There is a new attendee welcome event at 4:30 p.m. and it's at the Westin Hotel Riverscape Room. It's a and then there's the welcome party at 5:30. It's on the river lawn. These events are really important. If you're brand new, or even if you've been a person that's been there and you're more seasoned, these are great events where we can get the new people and introduce them to other people in the world of emergency management. Think back to a time when you didn't know too many people in the world of emergency management and you needed to get to know some people. If you've been around a while, it's your opportunity to take those new people and introduce them to some people in your network. If you're new, then you can latch on to some of those people that have been around for a while and see what the world of emergency management is all about. So no matter which side of the fence you're on, new or experienced, it's a great opportunity for you to share the wealth of knowledge or learn from the wealth of knowledge in the world of emergency management. And the welcome party is probably one of the best times that we have before the conference starts. Every year, the welcome party seems to get better and better and better. So I can't wait to see that welcome party on Sunday night in Savannah. And what better setting can there be than Savannah in November? I am really looking forward to seeing the welcome party, and you all should too, because that is a great, great social event that will get us all in the mood for the conference.
This year we have some outstanding keynotes. Noelle Kepler specializes in global communication strategies. She works for an international nonprofit. We're also pleased to have James Featherstone, the Executive Director of HSAC. We have Peter Gaynor, Acting Administrator for FEMA. Paul Johnson, Director of the Omaha Northeast Douglas County Emergency Management Association. He's going to be talking about some of the issues that the state of Nebraska ended up dealing with their flooding and their winter storms. Not only the impact to life safety, but the impact to agriculture in that state, which was tremendous. Our other three speakers that we're very pleased to have are Richard Knabb, an on-air hurricane expert with the Weather Channel. We have Brock Long, the former administrator from FEMA from 2017 to 2019. And just recently, we are very pleased and honored to have Deputy Chief George A. Rodriguez. He's the Emergency Management Coordinator and Acting Assistant Chief of Technical Services from El Paso, Texas City and County OEM. He's going to be doing 2 presentations for us. One will be a keynote where he's going to talk about the shooting incident at Walmart and the impact on their community. And then on Wednesday afternoon, he's going to be doing a breakout session speaking to some of the issues of migration in a border town. So we're real pleased to have these outstanding 7 keynote speakers this year. One other great event that we put into place last year that we wanted to be sure and bring to your attention is the Monday Networking Lunch, and that's included with your registration. Starts at 12:15, tables will fill up fast, so don't be late. And what we do is we put signs on the tables with a topic, and it may be barbecuing, writing, politics in the local community. It may have something to do with emergency management or just something on the outside as far as special interests go. But come early, select a table with a networking topic that interests you. This is your dedicated time to network with others. We got feedback over the last couple of years about people wanting more time to work with each other, to network. So what we said is, let's have some tables with tall stanchions, put different topics out there. Again, seats will fill up fast. This is a lunch that is served buffet style, again, included with your registration. So my recommendation would be to find a table you want to sit at, set something down to save your place, get in line, grab your food, come back, meet some new people that maybe have the same interests that you do. One other event that has really taken off in the last couple of years is our poster showcase. And those posters will be put up at the beginning of the conference, but the highlight of it is on Tuesday, November 19th from 9:30 to 10:15. It's in the River Concourse at the Convention Center. Participants include practitioners, students, academia, and our IAEM caucus in committees. These posters will be displayed Monday through Wednesday in this area. And the nice thing about this is we now allow participants in this showcase to either be entered in a competitive or non-competitive division. The competitive division participants will be presenting their posters to a group of judges to see if their poster meets a standard of gold, silver, or bronze recognition, and ribbons then are affixed to the posters after the evaluation session. On Tuesday, November 19th, during the morning break, participants will be standing by their posters, ready to answer any questions regarding their research or findings about their posters. We also thought this was a great opportunity to include the caucuses and committees of IAEM. So several of these caucuses and committees will be displaying the great work they've accomplished over the year. And this is your chance to find out how you can get involved in an area that you are interested in and learn more about what the IAEM caucuses and committees actually do for your organization. Those of you that are students and new emergency managers, we have 2 events that are earmarked for you. One is Sunday, November 17th from 12 to 4, and that is the Embark Career and Professional Day. The other one is Monday, November 18th from 8 to 9:30 p.m., and that's a New Emergency Managers, Future Leaders in Emergency Management reception. If you're a student or recent grad, new or transitioning in emergency management profession, these sessions are really designed for you. Embark has invited multiple speakers offering practical and useful information about communication, networking skills, how to develop your knowledge, skills, and abilities, your KSAs, properly for applications. There'll also be opportunities for question and answers with the speakers, networking again with attendees and the speakers, and then some surveys that we'd like you to fill out so we can get feedback and make sure we're presenting something that really fits your needs. We'll also have our 2nd annual Embark Rapid Fire Talks, and that's an interactive opportunity where attendees can give a 5-minute rapid fire talk or a 15 to 20-minute talk about your specific topic of interest, maybe research, a job, interview practice, something along those lines. Monday's reception That's a place to connect with emergency management professionals who specifically have indicated they're interested in hiring or offering internships to new emergency managers in the emergency management and related fields. All emergency managers are required to bring business cards. Business casual attire is required for that event.
On Tuesday, the 19th, from 8 to 9:30 in the morning, we've got a great opportunity for those in the world of emergency management who are either new, who are looking to transition from their current position to something else. We have mock interviews and resume review opportunities. It's during the EMEX breaks. You can sign up in the IAEM Store, and you can get an opportunity to experience a mock interview. You can go in, be in an interview scenario. There'll be people there that will be interviewing you, so you can get a chance to hone your interview skills, become a little more comfortable with yourself in an interview type scenario. And then you can also, if that's not your cup of tea and you're more interested in seeing how your resume fits, you can bring a resume in and have it reviewed and have people give you constructive criticism, comments, suggestions on your resume to make sure that your resume is as sharp, crisp, and clear and as pertinent as it needs to be. These are great opportunities, and another benefit of coming to the conference, a way for you to expand your potential in the world of emergency management.
Before I go to the next slide, there was a question regarding the embark, and I guess would also probably apply to the interviews and resume review as to whether they are free, and they are all free. As a conference registrant, you can attend the embark session on Sunday and also partake and sign up for the mock interviews and resume review free of charge.
Yes, again, another great benefit, because these things are, all of those things that we just mentioned are free. So thanks for clarifying that, Julie.
All right, one other highlight at the conference is we have what's known as spotlight sessions that are intermixed with the breakout sessions. All spotlights will be held at the same time, Tuesday, November 19th, from 8 to 9:30. And we have 6 different topics this year. And because we thought that these topics are very important for attendees to listen to, is why we kind of expanded those for an hour and a half rather than the typical hour. One of those is called Career Workshop, looking for a job in all the right places, that Pam Hobbs will be coordinating and facilitating. Pam has done this career workshop several years in a row, and it is outstanding, so we like bringing her back every year. We also have sports and special events planning, what you need to know. And we have 2 presenters doing this, Andy Stowers and Dale Courier. Andy Stowers teaches the basics of sports and special event planning throughout the United States. And Dale is actually a practitioner. So you're going to get 2 different views on this, which I think will be outstanding. Our third one is Shaping the Future, the Essential Emergency Manager, Kelly McKinney. Kelly is out of New York. He's currently working in a private sector area, used to work for the city. Kelly has written numerous articles and actually has a book that he's published recently. That should be an outstanding presentation. The fourth one is Building Capacities to Protect Children in Disasters. Aaron Koenig will be presenting that. We find that a lot of folks are always asking about children in disasters, so we try to make sure we have several great presentations at the conference in that area. Soft Target Awareness for Emergency Managers. Dennis Mott and Joshua Jordan will be presenting on that. One works for the state, the other works for the federal government. We've had a lot of soft target incidents around the United States and in some of our allies around the country. These folks will be doing some case study presentations with that. And then we have Richard Sereno. Richard is a past Deputy Director of FEMA, and he will be doing one of our annual IAEM think tanks. So I think we've got a pretty good lineup for spotlight sessions this year. The other event we do outside of our normal breakouts is what we call EM Vision Talks. And these were kind of geared after TED Talks. And with the EM Vision Talks, what we do is we allow folks approximately 7 minutes to get up on stage and talk about something that is near and dear to their heart. This will take place Tuesday, November 19th. It will be in the main auditorium from 10:15 to 11:45. We have Marcus Coleman, we have Andrew Freed, we have Monty Frank, Renee Garrison, Courtney Gray, Laura Pagano, Blake Stave, and Libby Turner. These 8 folks actually had to submit. We had numerous folks submit this year, and these were the top 8 that the EM Vision Talk working group selected to present to you. So we're real excited about EM Vision Talks again this year. So a couple other things that go on the conference, and trying to support the next generation of emergency managers through the IAEM Scholarship Program. We have a couple different events. One is a basket bonanza. The regions in the Caucasus will put together a gift basket with products from their area, and you can buy tickets, stick them in the box at the end at the appropriate time. And I believe some of them are Wednesday afternoon, some maybe Tuesday evening. They have a drawing, and if your ticket's drawn, you win the basket. We also have a silent auction where there will be anything from t-shirts to challenge coins, author signed publications, some antique articles that folks bring in and donate to the scholarship fund, and then we have a silent auction for those. And then the third thing that they have is a live auction, and that is Tuesday evening, the 19th from 6 to 7:30, and that will be in the back of the EMAX hall. Again, a lot of fine articles. It's well worth coming to, sitting down and bidding against some of your friends for products that you may want to grab and take home, either for work or personal use, or even for Christmas. All 3 of these events are outstanding, and again, it provides scholarship funds through a competitive process to students working towards degrees in emergency management or disaster management or closely related field of study. We have a group that actually evaluates those. Today, the IAEM Scholarship Program has provided $121,000 in scholarships to 63 students. So participate. If nothing else, the folks that are working at all 3 of these events can give you more information on the IAEM Scholarship Fund. Again, it starts at 6 p.m. in the back of the EMAX hall. Detailed information regarding bidding, tickets, drawings, more information can be found on the IAEM website at the appropriate HTTPS IAEM conference info dash, and it goes on and on and on. So go to our website. We have a lot of information on our website about the conference that will help answer some of your questions. David might be on mute still.
I am on mute. I'm sorry, and I'm going to unmute myself and go right back to what I was just saying. As if all the things Mike just said wasn't enough, we have EMAX, and it is a great place where you can find just about everything. It's a one-stop shop for information about the latest gadgets, technology, products, services, and it's a great place to network and see other people in the world of emergency management. It's a place where you can share information. It's a place where we have receptions. on Monday and Tuesday evening. It's a place where we get lunches on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it is a hub of activity. You don't want to miss EMEX because you can find something there that will pique your interest, whether it's a product, a service, or just a conversation with somebody else in the world of emergency management. And it's also where we find food from time to time. So you don't want to miss EMEX.
Twitter contest. So we have a fun event going on throughout the conference that begins on Saturday at November 16th and ends Wednesday, November 20th. So throughout the conference, you can via Twitter and see a live post using the hashtag IAEM. And then sorry about that background noise. And then throughout the conference, the winner is the person that posts the most tweets. So you can use just a word tweet, talk about your experience at the conference. You can do a photo tweet, or a video tweet of something that's going on, of some networking event you're attending, or some great speaker you just saw that you want to share with the rest of the world. This is your chance to go out there and talk about the conference. And the more you do, we do a random drawing at the end, and or not winner, the two winners of the highest number will get a $50 Visa gift card, and they'll be announced at the Wednesday banquet. We have book signings. So these three speakers, Mike already talked about Kelly McKinney. He's one of our spotlight speakers on Tuesday. Heather Beald and Lucy Morgan are two of our breakout speakers. Heather's on Monday speaking, and Lucy is on Tuesday speaking, but they will be doing book signings of their books. Heather has about 4 versions of a children's book she has created to raise the awareness for children about disasters like tornadoes and hurricanes, earthquakes, etc. Information about their book signings and what books they will be offering for sale is on the conference website underneath special events. And these are the times that they will be having their book signing. Most of the book signings will be located in the IAEM Store, which is in the EMEX Hall near registration area. Kelly McKinney will be doing his book signing immediately after his session outside his room, which is in the Oglethorpe Auditorium. David? David, are you muted?
Once again, I'm muted. I was trying to not make the noise, and now I'm back to being unmuted. There are ways that you can get involved. There are caucus and committee meetings on Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. There are regional meetings on Monday. We all know in the world of IAEM, we're organized by the FEMA regional organization, 10 regions. So there are regional meetings on Monday. And then there's the annual business meeting and general membership meeting on Wednesday morning. That takes place in the large hall. So there are a multitude of ways for you to get involved. IAEM is not a spectator organization. It's an organization that wants members to be involved in either a caucus, which is a focus group, depending upon what particular field within the world of emergency management you're involved in, a committee, region, or the annual business. At any level, we want you to become involved and stay involved in the world of emergency management. And then there's the Wednesday President's Banquet. It's probably the highlight of all the activities. It's a great social event. It's Wednesday evening from 6 to 8:30. And it is a way for us to end the conference on a really high note. It's where we celebrate our AEM and CEM recipients for the year They are highlighted during the event. It's also where we transition leadership from the current president from IAEM USA to the next IAEM USA president officially during that time. And it's also, again, another time for people to share their experiences and network with one another in a more formal setting. But it is a great way to send us off full of energy, full of excitement for the year to come. And we really end on that high note at the President's Banquet. When I first started coming to IAEM conferences, maybe the first year or two, I didn't go to the President's Banquet. And then I started realizing what I was missing. And I don't think I've missed one since then. And I now would never go to IAEM and not go to the President's Banquet. It's a huge event, and I think it's the way to end your time at IAEM, unless you're staying for training post the banquet after the conference is over.
All right, the conference program. So I've got a lot of questions in here about content, agenda, details. This is where you're going to want to find it. As you can see, so we talk about the website. It's IAEMconference.info. You put that into your web browser, it'll pop up the 2019 conference. Here you'll find everything you need to know about what's going on, including registering for the conference. If you could see before I start into this full conference program, on the left-hand side, there's an IAEM Vision Talk page. There's a question as far as the titles and details of what those speakers will be presenting on. If you go to that page, there's a separate program just for the IAEM Vision Talks, which will pull up all the speakers, a little history of the little bio for the speakers, and what their title of their presentation will be, and a short little summary of what they're going to be talking about. This page right here, the full conference program, is where you will find the details about the entire conference, starting from Friday early, ending on the following Friday with post-conference training. So you can look at this program and search like a schedule at a glance.
I work in the summer, I go to school in the winter.
Search by event type, meaning like a breakout session, a spotlight session, a training session, or a special event. You can search by speaker. If you know somebody, you think, hey, are they speaking here? You can look them by that way. Or you can search by interest area, which, like, let's say you're interested in incidents, or you're interested in higher ed, or you're interested in children. You can search by interest area and find all the sessions that relate to your particular interest or how you want to view the program as well. So if you click on any of these 4 buttons, it will pull up a different schedule. So this particular image here is of viewing the full conference program, the schedule at a glance, I like to call it. So here you'll see everything starting on that Friday, November 15th at 8 o'clock, our training sessions, the registration, everything that we got going on is here. Now, if you can see it kind of grayed out here in the background, but if you click on that little pencil to the left, I'll go back. If you click on the little pencil to the left right here, this pulls up the session detail. So if you click on that, here's your session detail. So it will tell you the title again, the time it's being offered, the room it's being offered in, which also shows on the other page. Gives you more of a course description. You could scroll down here. There's more that's not showing actually on this frame. Also gives you the speakers, or in this case, the instructors of this particular training and their bios. Before we go on to the next slide, it's about the mobile app. This program is also printable. So back to that first schedule at a glance page, there's an export button at the top you can click on to export to Excel. So you can click that, print it out, and then you can have a printable version of the program if that's what you so choose. But remember, it is at a moment in time. So there could be changes that may occur. So again, going to this next page, which David will talk about, will help you get the most up-to-date information at any point in time. David?
I'm unmuting myself so that I don't talk for 30 seconds and realize that I'm not saying anything to anybody but myself. So IAEM has gone mobile. you can look at that link and you can plug that link into your device, and you can tap the download button and you can get our free app. Yes, it's free. And with the IAEM mobile app, you can check the schedule. You can customize it so that you can keep your own schedule and know where you're going, where you need to go next, what's going on tomorrow and the next day. And you can customize that so that you can have your own app and it can direct you, and you can again use the app so that you can get the most and have the easiest, best, most effective and efficient experience during the conference. It's a really great thing. Again, I find the mobile app one of the greatest things because it helps me know where I need to be next, and I need that reminder. And this is a great tool to use. So I highly recommend you using the IAEM mobile app.
One of the things you're going to see some folks wearing at the conference is an ambassador button. It's black, blue, and white. They're IAEM members that are going to serve as ambassadors to help tailor your conference experience. They're attendees helping attendees, basically, so that you have a more robust experience. And what we're trying to do is make this conference very customer focused at IAEM. The job of an ambassador is to answer your questions, help give you direction. The ambassadors go through an orientation on Sunday. We take them around the hotel, the conference centers, so they know where restrooms are, where food's being served, where the bookstore is, where different breakouts are. And these are folks that have been to the conference several years. So we ask them to help make others have as great of experience as what they had at the conference. So again, when you see somebody with an ambassador button, don't hesitate to come up and talk to them, ask it a question. If they see you standing around, there's a good chance they're going to come up and say hi, introduce themselves, and ask if they can help you. One of the other things we started a couple years ago is a challenge coin. They are limited edition, and they will be on sale at the IAEM store for only $15 while supply lasts. This year's kind of unique because our logo ended up being square, so we decided to do a square challenge coin also. And I believe, Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a limited number from last year that may also be available.
That is correct.
So those of you that are in collecting challenge coins, here's a great way to add another to your collection. The IAEM store used to be called the IAEM bookstore, but we have a lot more there to offer. As Julie mentioned earlier, Heather Beal has some great children's books out. She just recently released one on hurricanes, the response leadership sequence, empowering and improving your leadership before, during, and after a crisis. That's one that'll be there. Decoding grant management, the ultimate success guide to the federal grant regulations. Moment of truth, the nature of catastrophes and how to prepare for them. That's Kelly McKinney's. All of these books you can get signed, or they will be signed when you purchase them. We also have IAEM patches, membership pins, certification recognition ribbons, IAEM and CEM pins, and AEM and CEM challenge coins. The IAEM bookstore is located in the exhibit hall A and B near the registration area.
I'm unmuting myself. So we have the Crisis Technology Center every year, but this year it's a little more special because we have renamed it the Donald Lumpkins Crisis Technology Center in honor of our late and dear friend, Donald Doc Lumpkins, who was a huge advocate for the world of emergency management, and is going to be missed this year because he was such a great voice last year at our conference. It's where you can find tons of information about technology. It's where you can go and get technology questions answered, see demonstrations on technology, and anything that has anything to do with technology. The Donald Lumpkins Crisis Technology Center is the place for you. It's located in EMEX and right next to EMEX, and it's a resource. Again, another great tool, another advantage for coming to the IAEM conference is the Donald Lumpkins Crisis Technology Center.
So what else do I need to know? Couple items here I'd like to go over. Online registration is on the website. And don't forget, there is an area where you can check to pay by check option rather than using a credit card or a purchase order. There's on-site registration is also available at the conference center. The IAEM block has expired for reserved rooms. There are limited rooms are still available at several hotels. And then keep in mind the attire for the conference, we call it business casual.
Registration. So if you have not registered yet, you can register online. That's the only way to do it. We don't have paper registration anymore. On every page of the conference website, you'll see that black button there on the top right-hand corner, which you can click to go to register. Badges, if you have pre-registered, will be mailed out. We expect to mail them out some point next week. If you register after that point in time, they'll be available at the registration desk. If for whatever reason you don't get your packet, you're traveling, you're not going to get it, something happens, you just need to go to the registration area and talk to people there behind the desk, and they will pre-print you a new badge. One of the biggest questions we have always is, what's the difference between full and basic registration? Full includes a ticket to the Sunday welcome party and the Wednesday presidential banquet. Basic registration does not. You can purchase these tickets separately. The Sunday, welcome party ticket is $60. The Wednesday presidential banquet ticket is $104. It is cheaper if you're planning to go to both to purchase the full registration. If you're not and you can't attend, basic registration will obviously be your way to go.
So where are we this year? We're at the Savannah International Trade and Convention Center and the Westin Harbor Resort Hotel. If you weren't around 3 years ago, this is a tremendous location. It's right on the water. And if you want to go back into Savannah, it's a short boat ferry ride across the water over into the historic part of downtown Savannah. The historic part of Savannah, I shouldn't say downtown, it's the historic part of Savannah. And if you were there 3 years ago, you know how special this part of Savannah is and how wonderful the Westin Harbor Resort Hotel is and the Savannah International Trade and Convention Center are. This is a great location. It's a tremendous time to be in Savannah, and it's a location and a time that we're all looking forward to. We have a great location, we have a great city to welcome us, and we have a tremendous program. All great reasons to come and enjoy this wonderful conference.
So as David was saying, we are on a river, and some people, it's beautiful it is, you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta take a ferry ride across the river. What is that? Am I gonna get seasick? How long is it? Etc. You won't get seasick. If you see the picture, it's like a little tugboat. It doesn't rock. You pretty much go straight across. It is only a 3-minute ride across the river. It's actually kind of fun to start your morning out and go across the river. For those of you who stay in the Westin, you'll be right next door. We have several, and I mean several hotels with people staying across the river that are in our room block. So there are many people that are coming across via ferry. And also all of the, as David said, all the activity for the restaurants and all the touristy things, so to be, are across the river. So getting across ferry locations, there are 2 locations that depart across river near the Hyatt Hotel and the Marriott Hotel. And they go straight across to the Trade Center Landing, they call it, which is goes right in between the Westin and the Conference Center. So there's no walking when you get across the river. We also are offering ground transportation. There'll be a shuttle that will be labeled a blue route and I believe an orange route service. And all this detail is on our conference website. But the ferry and the ground transportation start at 7 o'clock in the morning on all days. They go till midnight on all days. The exact departure times and when you got to be there and when they're going is in detail underneath that you see here on this screen, the hotel and travel pages underneath the ferry and ground transportation. It's a separate schedule. You can print it out, take it with you. There'll be information on site when you get there at the registration desk. At the hotels, there'll be signs as far as what time, where you got to go to pick up the ferry or what the ground transportation schedule is. So there'll be information everywhere. And like I said, it's very easy to get across. It's a very short ride. So it will not impact anything other than making it a more fun experience for you in the conference every day. Things to do. So we have a whole page underneath our whole travel pages about what goes on in Savannah, whether it's the local restaurants, shopping, attractions in the area, think breweries, things also in the surrounding areas that you may want to go to. There's a whole page here about what you can do or how you can find it. There's also a coupon page that the convention center is offering to all of us. So if you want to look at other things to do, you're coming out early, a little bit later, don't know what Savannah's all about, this is your go-to page to find out what is in Savannah and what you can do.
So there's also another advantage coming to the conference and having your badge. You can get discounts throughout the time of the conference at dining locations, tours and tourist attractions, shopping, and some lifestyle things. So if you have your badge, don't put it away when you walk away from the conference. Wear it with pride. Go out and you will find that there are a variety of places that you can get a discount. And if you go under the travel and hotel pages on the conference website, you'll see where those are and you can get some great discounts. So another great advantage of coming to the conference is all the great discounts you can get when you're trying to have a social life outside the world of the conference.
So what to wear? IAEM is a professional organization, so we like to encourage folks to business or business casual. Wear your agency logo on Wednesday. That's one day we like to have folks wear their agency logo so we can identify who they are and where they're from. Sometimes we find out that there are folks maybe in the same agency as us, but we don't know each other because we're spread so far and few in between.
So while you're at Savannah and you're enjoying the conference, we need you to think about Long Beach, which is where we will be in 2020. And so we need your vision to help make Long Beach even better than Savannah. So one of the great ways that you can do that, number one, there's 3, is to fill out your conference evaluation form. We really, really want you to do this. It gives us on the conference committee that feedback from those of you who are attending the conference on what you liked, what was so-so, and what you never want to see again. Hopefully there's not too much of that because we hopefully are listening to you and providing you with the things that you want. You can use the star rating system in the mobile app to rate each session of the event as you are going. You're done with an event, go to the star, rate it, and then you're done with that. And then you can also go and give a video testimonial. That's another way that we have your vision on what works and how we can make Long Beach even better, because we're always striving to improve upon what we do for you so that you can have the best experience ever at your IAEM conference.
Just to follow up on what David said, we tell folks this is not our conference, this is your conference. And when you give us input, we take it to heart, because we want to make this the best conference out of all the professional conferences, but we also want to make it the best conference that you have ever attended relative to your emergency management career. So with that, we're open for questions. You'll find all the information that we spoke about, all the information about the conference is on our website at iaemconference.info. It talks about what's happening Friday and Saturday pre-conference, classes, tours, as well as all the breakout sessions, all the keynote, all the spotlights. So take a look at that. And again, as Julie mentioned, the last slide that she'll be putting up here in a minute kind of talks about, you know, getting a hold of us while in Savannah or beforehand. We've left our cell phone numbers and our emails for you to be able to do that. So Julie, do we have any other questions at this time?
We have a few. So one of the questions is EMAX the exhibit hall?
Yes, EMEX, the EMEX is where the exhibits will be. That's where the registration will be. That's where we'll have a couple of meals will be in there, as well as the auction and then the IAEM store.
Do we need to register for the breakout sessions separately?
No, if you've registered for the conference, you are free to attend all the general sessions, the plenary, the keynotes, the spotlights, and the breakouts. What we ask you, even the meetings on Saturday and Sunday are open, as well as caucus, committee, and regional meetings. You don't have to sign up for those. What you do have to sign up for is any of the tours you may want to take on Saturday evening, and any of the pre or post conference workshops.
Another question is, when they're reviewing the program, they found a lot of sessions they want to go to at the same time. Are they recorded? Or is there a way to get information that they missed in the sessions they couldn't attend?
Julie, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, sure. So no, we did not record the sessions. We did try that a few years ago, and believe it or not, it was not very well desired. We had the cost for trying to record and offer what we called a digital pass at that point in time highly outweighed the number of people that actually purchased a digital pass. That being said, I would say probably 99% of the speakers do post their slides on the website. So this will all be available in the mobile app. So you can find their slides. They're not up yet. If you've gone to the mobile app, you say, I didn't see them there. They aren't quite posted yet. We're working on that, but they will be there. And then you could also reach out to a speaker after the session to get more information that you may have missed, or to follow up on details of session you did see. Let's see. Someone's inquired whether one of the hotels had government rate rooms available, and unfortunately not. When we contract with the various locations over the years, they only give us a limited number of government rate rooms. So it's one of those sayings, the bird catches the worm. So if you registered early, you probably got a government rate room. If you're trying to register now, more likely not. You can always try at the front desk of any hotel and see if they will offer you a government rate room. Sometimes you might get lucky and you might be able to get it, but IAEM does not have any more in our block of rooms available. Is there a first-time attendee? If you're a first-time attendee, do you recommend volunteering to serve during the conference?
You know, my personal feeling is I would say no, unless it's a financial an issue, because I think the first time you're there, I think you need to have the latitude to move around freely and attend different things, maximize your experience so that you're not putting in, you know, 10 or 12 hours working in one place and maybe missing out on something that later you wish you would have attended. I would recommend attend a conference or two, get a feel for the layout, and then volunteer and or become an ambassador.
I would agree with what Mike just said. I think that that's the best way to get a feel for the conference and to maximize your enjoyment out of it.
Our next question is, what is the expected attendance number?
Gosh, Julie, I can't remember what our pre-registration number was up to, but we're hoping we're going to hit somewhere between 22 and 2,500 attendees this year, if not more.
The attire for the banquet, Wednesday banquet?
Most folks at the banquet, that's the one event that they dress up for. It is not mandated, but most of those folks will be wearing, you know, business, a suit or cocktail dress, you know, evening attire for the ladies.
Why are some sessions blocked for 3 days? I'll answer that one. I'm sorry, I'll answer that one afterwards. Let's see. The conference allow the opportunity to become a certified in emergency management.
I feel they're asking whether or not attending the conference will get you a CEM certification.
I'm guessing that as much.
If you'll go to the website and look at AEM and CEM, you'll see what the requirements are for that. It's education, years in service on the job, doing some teaching, some training, publishing some articles. There's a long list, well, not long, but there is a list of knowledge, skills, and abilities that you have to meet. That being said, attending a IAEM conference, there are a lot of those requirements that you can achieve while you're at the conference.
One of the questions is, will you post ahead of time the topics for the Monday networking lunch so they can plan ahead?
Ooh, I don't know. Can we do that, Julie?
I suppose we could. There's quite a number, though, of topics. I don't think there's really much planning to go. It's supposed to, networking is meant to be kind of a free-flowing sort of thing. So there are topics from anything from your favorite vacation to a pet to home brewing to EOC to preparedness, recovery. So there's pretty much any sort of topic that you could possibly talk on. That'll be located table, and there'll be several tables of the same topic. And keep in mind that this is only a suggestion to get the ball rolling. It doesn't mean that that table is only going to talk about X. It's more of a conversation starter for people that might be like-minded at the table. But it doesn't mean that necessarily that you're not going to find other things in common with other people at that table as well.
Yeah, one of the goals behind that was, and like with me, instead of everybody from northern Colorado sitting at the same table for lunch and talking about the weather, we wanted to sit with people we didn't know across the country. And so we threw a topic out there. I think last year I sat at home brewing, and before we were done, we were talking about some of the major disasters we've had in the different places in the United States and what the commonalities were among those. So the topics can drift off. It's just to get you started. It's an icebreaker, if nothing else.
A few questions here about parking at the conference. So again, on the conference website, underneath the hotel and travel pages, there is a page on parking and also about getting around the city if you want to take some sort of tour or get further than just going across the river to the convention center.
Those of you that have never been to Savannah, I can tell you that although the one hotel and the conference center is on one side of the river, I've never taken a car to Savannah, and I've been there before just on personal vacation because there's trolleys that you can ride for a couple of dollars. It'll take you all over the city, and most everything in the historic areas David mentioned is very easy to walk about. A lot of the sites and stuff are within easy walking distance.
Question about confirming room reservations with the hotels. You can contact those hotels directly. You should have probably gotten an email when you confirmed your hotel, but if you can't find it or can't locate what you have, I would contact the hotel directly and they should be able to provide that for you. I believe that is it. There are a couple of other questions about certification and what that program is all about and the certification exam and course. Again, that's all on the conference website. So we have two things I guess I should point out here is the association website, which is IAEM.org, which you will find everything you need to know about that certification program. And then as far as we have a separate conference website, which is IAEMconference.info, which has everything you need to know about the conference. So those certification courses, we have a course, an exam, consultations, an overview session, that is listed in detail underneath the conference program. And again, to find out more about the certification program as a whole, go to IAEMconference.org. I'm sorry, IAEM.org. Using myself.
All right, David, any last minute comments?
No, I just think that, first of all, thank all of you for joining us today on this webinar. And just remember that this conference is for you. It's for you to come and enjoy, learn, have an opportunity to grow, and have a great time. And the only way it can be better is for you to let us know what you liked and give us ideas on how we can make the next conference better for you, because we on the conference committee are only here to help you have the best conference ever.
Julie, any closing remarks?
No, I just thank you for everybody for your interest in the conference. And as Mike and Dave both said, if you have any questions you think about afterwards, there's all our contact information. Feel free to give them a call or reach out to them via email or reach out to myself. We'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
All right. Well, on behalf of myself, Donna Franklin, Vice Chair, David Barber, Vice Chair, Julie, the IAEM Board, we thank y'all and look forward to seeing you in Savannah. When you see us walking around, come up and say hi. If you're a little reluctant to fill out formal feedback forms, come up and tell us what you like, what you don't like, and go over to the poster showcase. Take a look at what the IAEM Conference Committee does. And if you're interested, get a hold of us. We're always looking for new members. Thank you all and have a good week.
Thanks, everybody.